Hey there, welcome back to Occupy Democrats. And oh my, aren't the ICE agents and the DHS and Kristi Noem so proud of their people? God bless them. And the reality is, in this breaking story, we know there's a lot of issues with ICE, setting aside the obvious things that have occurred. But where does that come from? And how much are we going to hold the Trump administration responsible over the long haul? Because it's been a full year since they first went into action. And there are some realities in this breaking story you have got to hear with regards to who truly are the people behind the mask. I'm going to show it to you in a few seconds. And if you just like Trump out, subscribe to the channel. But check out what this gentleman, lightly, says about how proud they are here.
So we've had almost 221,000 new recruits or applicants that have applied to be new recruits. You would think that the staggering amount of violence against ICE special agents and deportation officers would decrease our recruiting, but it actually hasn't had that effect.
And Bill Maher makes the actual real point because it's always about the money. Here.
To be fair, we are getting billions of dollars back from the tariffs into the government coffers. That's because we have to fix the trade imbalance, and we are using that money, of course, to fund ICE. So we can deport all the workers who would be making the stuff that would export and fix the trade imbalance. If all this seems counterintuitive to you, it's because Jeffrey Epstein wasn't at your wedding.
And this guy continues to tout how much people really want to be in law enforcement.
It makes us feel better to know the fact that we have so many people behind us that would still want to join ICE and join the ICE mission and be a law enforcement officer.
Yet the truth is, look at these two posts on X that are 11 months apart right here. Sure, people want to be in law enforcement because look at these two posts from January and November showing nothing has changed in 10 months. No vetting, no qualifications, no training, no questions. Literally anyone can join ICE. If you're strong enough to pull a trigger, you're good. And from November 19th, ICE is hiring literally anyone, and it's terrifying. Many recruits have criminal backgrounds or can't pass open book exams on officer conduct, yet they're allowed to tear children from their beds at night. And as we've seen recently, shoot moms in the face. Because it goes much further than that in this breaking story. And Moskowitz on the House floor was clear to state this about how much money we seem to confine to spend on them.
I don't know if you know this, but you guys have $858 million, again, almost $1 billion, okay, of money to give out bonuses to people. And so listen, bonuses are great when people do good work, but $858 million sounds like a lot of money. That's like a $40,000 bonus to every employee in all of ICE.
So in this breaking story, a journalist went on the inside, even with THC in her system, didn't matter. Check this breaking story out.
So ultimately, when you heard back from them, what was it?
So I missed the initial email because I wasn't expecting it. Again, I expected them to Google me, and they didn't. A few days later, they sent a tentative job offer. And with that tentative job offer, they sent a bunch of paperwork that I would need to fill out for consideration. I would need to accept the tentative job offer. I needed to fill out paperwork saying I'd never been convicted of domestic violence. I needed to fill out paperwork for background check information. I needed to sign an affidavit that I could pass a PT test, all of this stuff. None of which I did because I didn't see it. And yet, apparently the application advanced anyway, because a couple weeks later, I got an email from LabCorp saying, hey, come and take a drug test for ICE. And I was pretty sure that wasn't going to work out well. Cannabis is legal in New York State, and I had partaken of it 6 days before their test date, but why not? I went ahead and took the test anyway. And then 9 days after I took that test, because they're supposed to call you when you fail. So I was curious, did I somehow pass this test? So I logged into the ICE hiring portal and was shocked to find that the ICE hiring portal listed me as having a final offer, as having accepted that final offer, and as having a start date of September 30th, which was 3 days before I checked the portal.
Okay, so that's different than what DHS says when they posted just now a response to your story on X, and they wrote this, quote, applicants may receive a tentative selection letter following their initial application and interview that is not a job offer. It just means they are invited to submit information for review. But what you're saying is, even though you ignored it, they were ready to hire you with a start date, whole thing?
Yep. No, this is, and I went ahead and quote tweeted and replied with a video of a screen capture of what I saw when I logged into that ICE portal. What I saw was a final job offer, a start date, and a little thing that said, welcome to ICE. They can try to hide this all they want, but this was not a tentative selection letter. This was a final offer and a start date for a role as a deportation officer. And it's very funny that they hired a journalist who openly despises their program. That's funny, but what's disturbing is we don't know how many other people this happened to. It seems unlikely that it was just me. We don't know who's wearing these masks with guns in our city. We don't know if they have domestic violence convictions. We don't know if the people who are manning deportation centers, detention centers, have been convicted of sex crimes or crimes against children. These are people that will neither be believed nor missed. I mean, the more you think about it, the worse it gets.
You see, what you keep hearing since the tragedy in Minnesota with Renee Good is federal law enforcement. While it's not the military, federal law enforcement, and in many cases pushing the state police or local police out, especially in the investigation. But the truth of the matter is, there are still guidelines and restrictions about being a federal law enforcement officer, and yet they're supposed to be trained. And folks, not only are they not, you have someone who just went in to apply, who didn't do any of the protocol, and they were still going to hire her. It isn't like the military. It's far worse in terms of no training and John Q freaking anyone that they will take. That is even more disturbing than some of the general concept we see on the orders of what Trump wants in terms of illegal immigration. It's also the who is doing it. You guys like and share the video and stay frosty.